An unhinged Supreme Court crusade for Christian nationalism. All that and more now on Graph's Grievances. They literally just do not care about upholding the Constitution of the United States. That is the only conclusion one can draw based on the words and actions of the 6 Republican-appointed justices on the Supreme Court. While the Republican Party has long waged a crusade against religious freedom, it was not until very recently that the majority of justices on the Supreme Court eagerly aided in those efforts. And the impact of this radical shift on America's highest court has meant that our freedom has just begun to be dramatically infringed. The First Amendment to the Constitution could not be any more clear. It reads, quote, "Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof." Or put another way, the government cannot establish an official religion, favor one religion over another, or prefer religion over non-religion, or non-religion over religion. Yet, the Republican Party has long fought to impose their religious beliefs on the rest of us, legislating who you can and cannot marry, and what you can and cannot do with your own body. This kind of unconstitutional government overreach repeatedly struck down by the Supreme Court, citing the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. In 1973, the court ruling in Roe v. Wade that the decision to continue or end a pregnancy belongs to the individual, not the government. In 2003, the court invalidating laws that criminalize intimate same-sex relations. In 2015, the court ruling that states must allow and recognize same-sex marriages. However, despite this history of reining in radical Republican legislation forcing all Americans to abide by their Christian ideology, over the last few years, the Supreme Court has reversed course, siding with Republicans, stripping away your freedom. Most notably in 2022, the Supreme Court striking down Roe and the constitutional right to an abortion, the 6-3 ruling overturning 50 years of precedent and representing the first time in U.S. history that a fundamental right was stripped from the American people. In his majority opinion, Justice Samuel Alito writing, quote, "Roe was egregiously wrong from the start. It is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives." Wait a second. Whatever happened to the Supreme Court protecting our liberties from the government? That's their job, right? Otherwise, the court is just reinforcing historical subjugation of women and minorities. Well, apparently, Justice Alito sees no problem with that.
As a Catholic and as someone who really cherishes my faith, I don't know that we can negotiate with the left in the way that needs to happen for the polarization to end. I think that it's a matter of winning.
I think you're probably right. I think one side or the other is going to win. I don't know. I mean, there can be a way of working, a way of living together peacefully, but it's difficult, because there are differences on fundamental things that really can't be compromised. Really can't be compromised. So it's not like we're going to split the difference.
And that's what I'm saying. that the solution really is like winning the moral argument. Like, people in this country who believe in God have got to keep fighting for that to return our country to a place of godliness.
Oh, I agree with you. I agree with you.
The Supreme Court justice recently caught on tape appearing to endorse the idea that the United States should return to a place of godliness and become a theocracy. The Yale and Princeton-educated Alito making those comments knowing full well that the separation of church and state has been a cornerstone of this great country for almost 250 years. Yet Alito, like a majority of Republican lawmakers, does not care. They want to dismantle our pluralistic society where anyone, regardless of faith, race, gender, or sexual orientation, can succeed and thrive. They want to transform America into a Christian nation where only those who conform to their religious beliefs can thrive. This dangerous anti-American sentiment will only be halted if President Joe Biden is reelected to a second term and given the opportunity to reform the Supreme Court. The Republican Party might always be a religious cult, but the Supreme Court must have justices who uphold the Constitution and everything it stands for. Thank you for watching Graph's Grievances. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, share, and join me tomorrow for more.